Yes, good evening to all. Today we are going to discuss a new PYQ. According to our question bank, this is a third PYQ, means previous year question for the optional psychology. So here basically, first of all, I will write the question on the boards. That question is give your argument in support of claiming psychology as a science. So this is a question, and I will write question first of all on screen. There is give your argument. Give your argument in support in support of claiming. I think it is visible. Claiming. Just I will write question in the center. Claiming psychology when it is not working well. So I will use to write by different just a black color rather than red color. I will erase the question. So here is give your arguments your argument uh, in support in support of claiming psychology as a science. And this question has asked in 1999. Means this question has not only asked only one time. Initially, this question has asked around more than three to not three, even 5 to 7 times. Means from 1994 till 2021, this has asked more than 5 to 7 times. Only the one question: psychology is a science or not? Even this has asked in a different version, in a different wordings. So, first of all, as I mentioned, while you read the question, at least you should must read twice and thrice the question. 2 या 3 बार हर क्वेश्चंस को जरूर पढ़ना है, और जब आप इसको 2-3 बार क्वेश्चंस को पढ़ें तो उसके बाद इसमें क्या चीज है, जस्ट आफ्टर रीडिंग द ट्वाइस एंड थ्राइस ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, so you must conclude what is actually about question. So first of all, mention here is question. Question क्या चीज पूछ रहा है? What is the first thing requirement of the questions? You know that what is the requirement of the question? Mention here means first of all mention what is the requirement of the question. Question is that psychology as a science. First requirement. So first requirement of this question is prove that psychology as a science. Psychology as a science. It means the question who has asked this question is clearly saying psychology is not a subject of science. So how it is, why it is not subject of science? How it is not, we will deal that. So psychology is a subject of science. This is a and give your arguments in support of claiming this. So first of all, psychology is science. You need to what? Claim it. Claim करना है. And while we are claiming, you must first write your claims, why and how. Then you give also arguments. Here is arguments in supports of these. So this is these three requirement of the questions. Other is what is basics knowledge. As I mentioned, what is basic knowledge? So here is basic knowledge. For the question is what? I think you will prefer to NCRT. So basic knowledge you can gain by NCRT. In NCRT there is given lot of points, right? But instead of that, you can prefer my class notes, or even you can use my class lectures. How these how this question can be handled, right? Because better than NCRT, it is given in my notes, and better than that, even we are going to discuss in today's class. So first of all, I will tell you something basics of. You know what is science? Yeah, you know what is science? Science means anything which is systematic and objective. Anything which is systematic, objective, and basically based on empirical, empirical observations. So observations is here, right? And again, you need to use other words such as applicability and predictability. Like anything which is predictable, even if it is systematic, definitely it can be predictable. So that basically. And instead of that, which is measurable, that is science. Anything which is controllable, that is initial nature of control. So these are the basic knowledge I hope you have already while you want to write this answer. But according to me, these points are means not sufficient for the writing of this, for writing of the answer. So what you need to add? First of all, you must understand there are two types of science. One is normative science. What is here? Normative science. Normative science. Other is what? Pure science. Pure science. There is two things. So first of all, you must have idea what is pure science. Pure science means what is. Pure science means what is. What is. It means whenever single reason for anything. It means the things which have a single reason. Single reason for any event. For any event. That is what? Pure science. And what about normative science? So if you want to write what is the meaning of normative science, you can say what ought to be. What ought to be. क्या हो सकता है? It means there will be multiple reasons. There is multiple reason for any problem. Any problem. So that is basically normative science. So psychology is normative science. First of all, while you want to start writing to answer, what you will write first? Here you need to represent this psychology is a normative science. The psychology is science, but it is normative science. Psychology is science, but it is normative science. I think this is the first line. So you must tell out here what is basic difference between normative science and pure science. So pure science means the science which deals with only one reason, single reason. And normative science means which deals with more than one reasons. Normative means more than one reasons. So psychology have lot of theories, lot of definitions, lot of measurements, lot of concepts are there. So on the basis of that, right, you can say psychology is not a pure science. So I think यहाँ पर आपको एक चीज क्लियर हो गया. First part of the requirement of question is I think mention psychology science तो है. Means you will mention here psychology is science but not a pure science. यहाँ clearly mention कर लो. अब जबरदस्ती इसको pure science मत prove करो. I will repeat this. Psychology is science but not a pure science. क्यों? Because you can write these two reasons. अब इस पॉइंट को लिखेंगे तो एग्जामिनर को समझ में आ जाएगा कि बच्चे को पता है कि साइकोलॉजी साइंस तो है लेकिन किस तरह का साइंस. बट आपको ये प्रूफ करना है, क्लेम करना है कि ये प्योर साइंस की तरफ जा रहा है. तो साइको क्लेम टू दैट कि हमें इस बात का क्लेम करना साइकोलॉजी प्योर साइंस की तरफ जा रहा है. यू नो दैट इस क्लेम को हम कैसे कर सकते हैं? हाउ वी कैन डू क्लेम? Because we need to use some concepts of pure science that will helpful to understand psychology of pure science. वो concepts कौन-कौन से हो सकते हैं? What are those concepts by which you can prove psychology of pure science? कैसे improve? Because psychologists try to quantify the things. Quantification करना चाहिए. Why they want to quantify? They want to quantify. Why the psychologists want to quantify? Because by the quantification they can they can do better analysis. They can do more prediction. They can do more explanation. They can do better explanations. If they will quantify, they can control better human behavior. If they can quantify, then they can apply better about human behavior. So it means, देखो तो क्या बात इस क्वेश्चन में क्लियर मीनिंग क्या है कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नीड टू प्रूव साइंस बट नॉट अ प्योर साइंस. But psychologists were continuously trying to quantify, try to convert them psychology as a pure science. Psychology को pure science psychologist बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. How? By using several analytical tools. That tools are basically like psychophysical tools. Psychophysical tools. How? Example: lie detections. Example polygraphic test. Example emotional assessment have a lot of that is skills. Testings are there. Dope testing I hope heard you know that totally based on psychological principle. Narco test. So narco test will help to understand human behavior more scientifically. Getting my points? तो साइकोलॉजिस्ट इस बात को ट्राई तो कर रहे हैं कि जिससे ह्यूमन बिहेवियर को मोर क्वांटिफाई किया जा सके. इवन दे आर यूजिंग एमआरआई, सीटी स्कैन, कैट स्कैन, टोमोग्राफी, पैन एक्सेट्रा, पैच. Why this? Because these things are basically, तो साइकोफिजिक्स के अलावा मेडिकल साइंस का भी यूज कर रहे हैं, साइकोलॉजिस्ट मेडिकल साइंस का भी यूज कर रहे हैं। Why they are using medical science? As I mentioned, थोड़ा मैं स्टेटमेंट ऊपर नीचे कर दिया। Means the psychologist use basically medical science tools. Medical science tools like MRI and CT scan, tomography, etc. By that they are trying to quantify. And psychologists use what things? Computer also. So computer is more rational, more objective, more systematic, more based on empirical observations. So that psychologists use computer also for the understanding of human behavior. Are you getting my points? So अब मैं क्लेम कर रहा हूं, किस बात को क्लेम कर रहा हूं कि साइकोलॉजी कैसे क्वांटिफाइंग हो रहा है। Here I am trying to quantify psychology. How कि क्वांटिफाई करने के लिए चीजें जरूरी हैं। If you want to quantify anything, all these things are important. और क्वांटिफिकेशन के लिए साइकोलॉजी किसका सहारा लेगा? फिजिक्स का सहारा, मेडिकल साइंस का सहारा, कंप्यूटर साइंस, इवन केमिस्ट्री का भी होता है। हाउ? बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ ह्यूमन बिहेवियरल असेसमेंट लाइक बायोकेमिकल असेसमेंट हम लोग करते हैं आजकल। यदि तो इन सब का यूज करके साइकोलॉजी हम एक साइंटिफिक सब्जेक्ट बनाना चाहते हैं। सो आई थिंक हमारा एक पॉइंट क्लियर हो रहा है कि साइकोलॉजी जब स्टार्ट हुआ, सो एट दैट टाइम देयर वाज नो सच टूल्स एंड टेक्निक्स आर देयर, बट राइट नाउ वी आर यूजिंग टू मच scientific tools and technique for converting psychology as a scientific subject. Have you got it? After this, what are your arguments? Means I have used here the argument. The first argument is I am giving the reasons, logics. Even I am giving here some examples. I am giving here some examples. So getting my points? So that by all these we are trying to prove psychology as a science. So by the conclusion of this, what we can conclude in this discussion, or what is the question? Just I'm going to summarize all these things in only within 4 to 5 minutes. First, read the question. Give your argument in support of claiming psychology as a science. This question has asked in 1999. As I mentioned, first thing, while you want to solve this question, you must bifurcate them. What is your requirements and what is your basic knowledge? So definitely you have basic knowledge by NCERT, by other sources. तो आपको ये पता चला होगा कि साइंस में सिस्टमैटिक होता है, ऑब्जेक्टिव, एम्पिरिकल एंड सो ऑन। बट इसमें मैंने अपने वर्जन ऐड की कि साइकोलॉजी जब आप साइंस प्रूफ करना चाहो तो प्रूफ करो कि साइकोलॉजी इज नॉट अ प्योर साइंस, साइकोलॉजी बेसिकली नॉर्मेटिव साइंस। So here is I have explained what is normative science and what is pure science. तो हमने फिर ये बताया कि साइकोलॉजी एक्चुअल में नॉर्मेटिव साइंस है, बट इसको प्योर साइंस की तरफ हम लोग लेके जाना चाह रहे हैं। How we are going to take this into the pure science direction? Right? By the using of several scientific things. Like basically we are trying to convert them by using quantifying the human behaviors. How we are quantifying the human behaviors? By analyzing all these things. So इन सबको करने के लिए हमने फिजिक्स का, केमिस्ट्री, मेडिकल साइंस, all these things we are using. अब फिजिक्स के कुछ एग्जांपल मैंने बता दिए, मेडिसिन है, so many computer. By all these things we are trying to convert psychology as a scientific discipline. I think हम ये क्लेम्स अगर लिख पाएंगे कि देखो सर हम आजकल नार्को टेस्ट करते हैं, सो नार्को टेस्ट है तो एक ह्यूमन बिहेवियर का असेसमेंट, बट इट इज बेस्ड टोटली ऑन मेडिसिन. And if we are using such EG techniques, MRI techniques, and all these, so that is medical science की techniques है. If we are using any equipment of physics or any equipments of computer, all that we are using in psychology because we want to convert it is scientific discipline. और हम इसके लिए एफर्ट्स लगा रहे हैं, हम ह्यूमन को ज्यादा अच्छे से प्रिडिक्ट कर पाए, ज्यादा अच्छे से कंट्रोल कर पाए, ज्यादा अच्छे से एनालाइज कर सकें, इसके लिए हम बहुत एफर्ट्स लगा रहे हैं. So by using all these words, I hope you need to write answer, and you must write the answer by using of this and send to our groups, like that you know the group's name, and that groups basically are available, that is WhatsApp group, and that is 9667755 as well as 48. If you will send your answer on this number, we will evaluate it and send you back soon. So आप अपने आंसर्स लिख के दिखाएं. These are just only help for you, rather than you are not providing final answer. हम आपको कोई फाइनल आंसर दे ही नहीं रहे. हाँ, आप हमारे अकॉर्डिंग जो बेस्ट हो सकता है उसमें हम आपको में जितनी आपकी हेल्प कर सकते हैं, वी आर रेडी इन दैट केस. सो आप इसके सपोर्ट से आई थिंक यू शुड ट्राई टू राइट द आंसर एंड देन सेंड अस. थैंक यू फॉर दिस. We will soon meet tomorrow, right, at the same time at 9 p.m. Even today I'm late, but just write answer and send them. Thank you. Good night.